Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So Dante is a character that was introduced in The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 1. He is a character that was in the comics, and he is a little different from his character in the comics. In the comics, he wasn't a doctor or a medic or anything. He was more of a soldier. He was actually the character that got captured by Alpha and the Whisperers instead of Alden and Luke. So that was a remix. But he's a little different from the comics in more than one way. In more than one way, he's creepier in the show. In the comics, the one similarity that he has in both the show and the comics is that he has, or at least he tries to have, a laid-back sense of humor. He likes to crack jokes and be funny. But in the comics, he seems more, I don't know, how do I put this? Sane. He seems more like a sane person in the comics. He has a sense of humor and he likes to make wisecracks, and he likes to flirt. He likes to flirt in both the show and the comics, but in the comics he's a lot less creepy. In the show he's been kind of creepy when he's flirting with people, but in the comics he just flirts with Maggie because Maggie never leaves in the comics like she does in the show. So he's flirting with Maggie in the comics because he wants to get with her. Glenn's been dead for a few years, and Dante is trying to get with Maggie, but he's not creepy about it. He's just sort of persistent. He keeps making jokes and flirting with Maggie, and Maggie keeps brushing him off and sort of just kind of playfully ignoring him, not taking him too seriously. And eventually they do hook up and they get together, but it's kind of implied, not really said outright, but implied that they don't really go anywhere with their romance. They just sort of sleep together, and it's kind of casual. And at some point in the comics, Dante just kind of disappears, and we never really hear or see from him again. In the last issue, there's this big time jump, and Maggie is this 50-year-old, 60-year-old, like, president, and we don't see Dante. And it seems like she raised her son on her own. Herschel Jr. makes no mention of Dante, so it's heavily implied that Maggie and Dante's romance didn't last very long in the comics. Maybe Dante was killed or something, or they broke up. But it doesn't really end up going anywhere in the comics. But I'm kind of getting off track. Basically, that's Dante's origin in the comics, and he was put into the show in Season 10, but he was different. He is a medic who helps Sadiq, and he's creepy. He's flirting with Sadiq. He's flirting with an elderly lady because she's sick. He talks to Sadiq about how he wants to, like, take a peek at Rosita, and he's really kind of aggressive, and he was kind of getting in Coco's face. Coco is Rosita's baby, and Sadiq was like, whoa, back off. He just keeps being weird and creepy, and he's always trying to be funny and make jokes, but a lot of the times he's not funny. A lot of the jokes he makes just fall flat and are awkward, and he just seems kind of awkward and creepy and weird, like he's almost not all the way right in the head, or if there's something wrong with him. I don't know if he's crazy. I don't know if he's just, maybe he just has a social disorder, or if he's awkward or something like that. Some people are theorizing that he could be a spy for the Whisperers since he was just introduced this season and we didn't see him before. Maybe the Whisperers told him to pretend like he's just a lost person out in the woods, and they bring him in and he becomes a medic or something. But I don't know. Maybe Dante has been with them for a while and he's just been off screen. Sometimes characters are like that, where they just pop out of nowhere and the characters act like they've known them for a while, even though we haven't seen them in a while. So it hasn't really been confirmed that Dante is actually a new person to the communities. He could have been there for a while. He could have been there for years. I don't know. But either way, he's been really creepy, and he just seems like there's just something wrong with him. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's a psychopath. I don't know if he's touched in the head, or if he's going to end up being a villain, or if he's secretly working with Alpha and the Whispers. I really don't know. I really have no idea what they are doing with Dante. It's not like the comics. I mean, to be fair, he didn't really do too much in the comics. He slept with Maggie and then disappeared. That was basically his character in the comics. So, to be fair, they didn't have much of a source material, so they definitely had to add some new stuff for the character in order to make him work. But I'm surprised by their choices and the new stuff that they're adding for the character. But I don't want to, I want to reserve judgment on what the writers are doing with the Dante character until I see more of the character and I see more of their plans for his story arc in the season and his character development, because it could end up being interesting, and he ends up being like a crazy person or something, or maybe he ends up becoming normal and redeems himself and it's like a surprising twist. I don't know, but I want to reserve judgment. I want to give the writers and Angela Kang faith with what they're doing with Dante. He seems weird. He's really weird and awkward, but we're supposed to know that. Siddiq knows it. Other characters know it. We're supposed to know that Dante's weird, that there's something off about him. So it's not like the writers meant for him to be a normal character and he just sort of came off as weird. He's supposed to be weird and awkward, so we'll see what they end up doing with the Dante character, but I am curious to see what Dante's future is and what they're doing with him in the rest of Season 10. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 646 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 700 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support matters, and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 700. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.